Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Achak Wadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the apostles and elders of Ashabala. Peace and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David of elect. And the name of this video is going to be called Jacob Trouble is Happening Whether You Believe It or Not. That's Jacob's trouble is going to happen whether you believe it or not. And what is Jacob's trouble? Jacob's trouble is talking about all hell that's going to break loose upon America and really all around the world. All right? Matter of fact, I'm going to play something real quick. Salakia.
Nous sommes en train de vivre et what we are living through is a time of great upheaval. Firstly, because we are witnessing, and not just since this summer, but over the past few years, the end of what we might have seen as abundance. And for those who enjoyed it, it is also the end of a carefree time. Our freedom, the liberty to which we have grown accustomed to in our lives, has a price, and sometimes when we have to defend it, we have to make certain sacrifices as we fight to defend it.
Yeah, so there you have it, man. Okay, great sorrows and woes and destructions get ready to happen upon the whole world. And starting with the apostles and those Great Millstone, we've been warning you, so-called blacks, and Americans, for years. And we're going to keep on warning you until the famine of the word happens, okay? But this has all have been written beforehand. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. It says, woe is me, woe means destruction. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? What days? In the days of Jacob's trouble. All right? These are the things that's going to be happening. And Ezra describes it. This is 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine. You heard what he said. Things will be, we lived, the people in this age lived in great abundance. All right? But now that things are going to change. It says the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And they open up CERN. They're getting ready to cause chaos to bring a new world order. They got their new technology that they're about to bring out. So these are beginning of evils, man. This is behold. Now look what Ezra said. 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. You see, like we see all these things happening right now, like the Lord is setting judgment upon the world, and people yet and still, you don't see thousands upon thousands of people on the highways and byways listening to the prophets or on the comment board, asking questions. Nah. It says, but for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good sheep upon earth. That's what's happening right now. Okay, they're hearing about all these famines. They're hearing about all these hyperinflations, but still, things are still good. Gas prices finally went down. You see? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves, as soon as they say peace and safety, they shall think themselves to be good case, because while the government is putting you people to sleep, all right, telling you people lies. Okay, people still investing in their 401k, in their stocks. All that stuff is going to come crashing. Why? To bring in about the MOTB, which is a whole digital system, a whole new system. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's what's going to happen to you people. You people are going to be confused and not know what's going on. The only ones that are not going to be in confusion is the elect. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And that's what's getting ready to happen, man. A major famine. And that's really what Jacob's trouble is about, because when people can't eat, you're going to see all types of wickedness. All right? And I'm going to go to 2 Ezra 15 to show that. And the other that shall, let me read that again. 22. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Your sword is your modern day gun. And the dead shall be cast out as dung. Meaning people ain't gonna care. It's gonna be so bad out here. People's gonna be walking over dead bodies and not giving a hell. And there shall be no man to comfort them. Meaning these people are not gonna get buried. There's not gonna be no funeral. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Why? Because a lot of men are going to die. Okay? So that's why there's going to be so many females, that single women out here. And they're going to need a man of the Lord, of the Lord, for protection. The grapes shall ripen, who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left. Do you hear that? For of a city that has millions, there's only going to be 10 left. That's how much death is going to happen. And 2 of a field which shall hide themselves in thick groves, meaning in the wilderness, and in the clefts of the rock. You know the caves and stuff like that. As an orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days, Jacob's trouble, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Just like the road, just like the book of Eli. People are going to be searching their houses with their swords, because why? They're going to be hungry. It's not going to be food accessible to get. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields of earth shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. Check this out. The virgins shall mourn, meaning virgins represent women, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. What war? World War III. And their husbands shall perish of famine. See? Because there's not going to be no food. And also not World War III, but also wars within the cities. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Meaning, come back to the Lord, all right? So let me get this real quick. This is 15. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start the same thing. 2 15 and 16, same thing. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men. Now, why is there going to be swords in these people's hands? Okay, because of the lack of bread. Because the government has been lying to them the whole time. Because everything that they have been investing in, which is a 401k, the stocks, all your retirement funds, is going to come to naught when this system comes crashing. And they're going to want answers. It says, read that again, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. It's also going to be race riots. It's going to be civil riots. It's going to be political riots. You see? For there shall be sedition among men. What's sedition? It means the uprising against the government. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their acts shall stand in power. Your presidents, your governors, your mayors. All right? A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. That's talking about what? Martial law, checkpoints. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see? Why are men going to be afraid? Because it's going to be a time that's never been seen before. Lawlessness, the wild, wild west. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses. You see? A man is not going to have no pity upon his neighbor. You see? Barbecues and, hanging out and sitting, getting a six pack and say, yo, we have, we're living a good life. We both got our houses. We both made it. Both got our cars. We both got our families and kids. It's a good damn life. Well, they're about to become enemies soon. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, modern day gun, and spoil their goods, take things, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? And that's what's getting ready to happen. Great tribulation. Let me get Jacob's trouble. And I'm going to end it. This is Jeremiah 30. And 5, it says, for thus saith the Lord, we've heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. And that's what we're telling you people. Okay, the government's telling you people peace, but we're telling you there's a voice of trembling, man. Ask ye now and see whether doth a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. Why? Because of famine and because of great tribulation. This is why their faces turn into paleness, because it's going to be a time they have never seen before, and they're going to be in what? In a state of confusion. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even in the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You see? And that's talking about the elect. Let me get Daniel's real quick. The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1, and that's it. Salakia. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And that's talking about the elect. The elect is going to be the only ones that's going to be delivered in these times. Alright, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the apostles and elders of Yasharallah. Peace and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David, all for elect. So until next time, Shalom.